A personal care assistant is your employee, someone you hire and train to help you with the day-to-day tasks that you may not be able to do on your own. They can help you in cooking a meal, bathing, or shopping, and with their assistance, you can continue to live independently in your own home. So it's very important to hire the right person for the job. In this course, we'll break the hiring process down into steps and teach you how to hire the best person to be your attendant. We'll walk you through creating a job description, recruiting applicants, pre-screening, interviewing, and making your final decision. Let's begin our overview of the hiring process by looking at how to develop a job description. Simply put, a job description is a list of duties and responsibilities that make up the job of your employee. It should be linked to the activities on your service plan and include the total hours available to you. Let's start by focusing on you. Take some time to reflect on your needs, your lifestyle, and your service plan so you can develop a realistic picture of the assistance your employee will provide. There are many areas of your life to consider. What are your preferences on meal preparation, housekeeping, laundry, shopping, and transportation? Consider bathing, dressing, toileting, and grooming needs. Your activities, therapeutic exercise routine, and how you are transferred are also important. A well-written job description will also help you in many ways after the hiring process. First, it can serve as a checklist of duties once your employee is hired. Second, you can use it when you evaluate your employee's performance. Third, both of you can refer to the job description if there is a disagreement about responsibilities or scheduling. By defining your expectations, a job description helps keep your relationship businesslike and professional. For resources to write a good job description, contact your agency or the local career center. Now let's talk about general guidelines. To be effective, your job description should include the following information: a summary of major duties and responsibilities, the qualifications a candidate must possess to successfully perform the job, a schedule that clearly states what days and hours your employee will be working, and salary information. Be aware that there are certain minimum employment qualifications required by the funding agencies. You must include the following minimum qualifications in your job description. Anyone you consider for employment must be 18 years of age or older, have the required skills to perform your services as specified in your plan, or be willing to be trained in these areas, possess basic math, reading, and writing skills, possess a valid Social Security number, and be willing to submit to a criminal record check and child abuse clearance if required by your agency. So once you've developed your detailed job description, how do you find applicants? There are many sources available for advertising your job opening. You can try local and regional newspapers and newsletters, though these usually charge a fee. Internet-based employment services that may or may not charge a fee. You may also want to try schools, colleges, especially financial aid offices, and community bulletin boards in your local grocery stores. But remember, you're not on your own with this. Your agency may be able to assist you with advertising. Here are a few tips to help you write your advertisement. First, read other help-wanted ads. If you find an ad that looks good, personalize it for your needs. Second, the ad should include a clear and concise summary of your job description. Finally, provide a way for applicants to get in touch with you. For safety reasons, you might consider using an email address or phone number of a friend, family member, or provider agency where messages can be left for you. Good applicants find jobs quickly, so when potential applicants begin to contact you, you'll want to act fast. To save time, consider narrowing down the applicant pool by pre-screening applicants over the telephone. When talking with them, elaborate on things listed in the job description and discuss total hours of work and days and times you want services. Finally, give them an overview of your disability and any supports you require, adaptive equipment you need to use, whether or not driving is required, and wages. If a person seems to meet your qualifications, ask them a few questions about their experience. Ask if they see any reasons why they may not be able to fulfill any of the required duties. Remember, you are not required to interview everyone. Let the person know you are taking names and numbers of potential applicants and that you'll call back if you are interested in setting up an interview. The interview is the first time you'll meet your potential employee in person. You've already covered some basics in the pre-screening, but this is your chance to check out their personality and see if it's a good match. When it's time to interview, see if you can find someone to sit in on the interviews with you. An extra set of eyes and ears can help you notice important details you might miss on your own. Be sure you have a way to record responses and don't just rely on your memory. It will help you make your final decision later on. Start the interview by making the applicant feel comfortable. Offering some water and making small talk can make you both feel more at ease. Let's take a look at an example interview.
Thanks for helping me out in these interviews, Ted. I think it'll help to have a second opinion.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad to help any way I can. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'd like to start by asking him about his qualifications, but I want to be sure to ask about his schedule too.
That's probably him.
You mind getting that?
Sure.
Hello. You must be Alfred Molina.
Yes, sir. Mr. Santiago?
That's me, Felix Santiago. This is my friend, Ted Brown. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Would you like some water?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Well, let's get started.
Give the applicant a chance to look at the job description and the service plan before beginning the interview. You can use this time to look over the individual's application or resume, noting questions you might want to ask. Be sure to discuss prior work history. Before going into questions, tell a little bit about yourself and your disability. Specifically, information that helps the applicant understand the types of assistance you need. It's best to plan out questions before the interview. These questions should target your needs as well as help you get to know the applicant. For example, if you need an employee to have reliable transportation, you might ask the following questions. Do you have a car? Do you have car insurance? Do you have a valid driver's license? Or are you comfortable using public transportation? How do you feel about running errands? If you need your employee to operate specific equipment, such as a Hoyer lift, you should ask if they have experience with such equipment. Don't be embarrassed to get into questions relating to your personal care. If your employee will need to help you with toileting or bathing, then you want to make sure the person you hire will be comfortable and able to assist you with these activities. Mr. Santiago is now interviewing a different applicant. Let's see how he approaches this subject.
So you wouldn't have any problem running errands for me?
No, sir. I actually don't have any problems with that at all. I mean, if it is part of my job, then I'd be more than happy to do it.
Good, good. This is kind of uncomfortable for me to talk about, but we need to cover it.
Sure, sounds good.
Well, I need help getting on and off the toilet. I can go independently, but I'll also need help with cleanup. What do you think about that? Is that something you'd be comfortable doing?
Well, I don't really have a whole lot of experience with that sort of thing, but I mean, it's a possibility that I could get used to it, and maybe you could just train me on what needs to be done.
That applicant didn't look too comfortable with what he was being asked. He didn't say, "No, I'm not comfortable," but you could tell from his tone of voice and body language that he's probably not the right person for the job. There are certain questions that are illegal to ask, even if they are asked in a friendly, conversational way. You may not ask applicants about their ethnic background, race, nationality, religion, age, except to verify the candidate is over 18, sexual orientation, disability status, political beliefs, or marital or parental status. When you are finished asking your questions, give the applicant time to ask you questions. This allows you to clarify any questions the applicant has about the job or its requirements. Let's see if Mr. Santiago is having any better luck with this applicant.
So do you think you can work with my current routine?
Well, to answer your question, Mr. Santiago, of course I can work with your toiletry routine in the morning. That is not a problem.
Okay, good. So, Mr. Young, is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Well, I was wondering if you could tell me more about your disability. Are you affected by this warm weather that we're having?
Sometimes it's too hot for me to go out, or I might need a bath in the middle of the day to cool off.
Okay.
You can get a lot more information out of an interview than just answers to your questions. Take note of these things. Was the applicant on time? Was the applicant dressed appropriately? How did the applicant greet you? Did the applicant seem interested in the job? Is the applicant capable of doing the job? Also, be on the lookout for warning signs of problems down the road. You should be concerned if the applicant has alcohol on their breath, looks dirty, or acts rude. If they begin the interview by telling you all the duties they can't perform or the times they can't work, consider how they'll behave on the job. They probably won't tell you, but some people just need a job and will take anything for the time being. These are not the people you want to hire. Remember, you are looking for someone you will feel comfortable inviting into your home and who will be able to perform the job duties effectively. More than anything, trust your instincts about who you hire. End each interview by thanking the applicant. Don't offer a position during the interview. You need time to think about the decision. You and your agency will also need time to check references and run background checks on all applicants, even if you know them well. So far, you've written your job description, pre-screened potential applicants, and interviewed them. You should now have all the information to make a good decision. You may find that there isn't one ideal candidate. This may be time to think about adjustments you are willing to make. Perhaps you will require more than one employee to cover all the times you need assistance. Or maybe you should consider shifting your schedule. For example, if the applicant is only available in the morning, maybe it's okay for them to do critical tasks at that time. However, be patient and don't be quick to change your lifestyle to suit your employees unless it works for you. Continue looking for someone who will be a good fit. Chances are you will know when the time is right to make adjustments in order to make things work. Once you find the right applicant and offer them the job, make sure you have the employee complete all necessary paperwork that you get from your agency. These forms include a W-4 form, an I-9 form with 2 valid forms of ID, an offer of hepatitis B vaccination, a criminal record check, and child abuse clearance form if required. This concludes hiring your employee. Putting into action what you've learned in this course will help you to find the best person to be your employee. Remember, if you don't find a good match, keep looking. There may be some adjustments you have to make, but you shouldn't compromise your safety or well-being. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your recruiting.